welcome to the One World Combinatorics Onwards seminar. Our speaker today is Idrissa Cabaret from the Naziboni University in Burkina Faso, and he's going to speak to us about on modulo recurrence and window complexity in infinite words.
Okay. Good morning, all people. I want to start by thanks the organizer of this seminar, and I am sorry for the past in November, or no, in October, due to some technical difficulty. Here, I am happy to get this occasion to present a joint work with Julien Cassagne on modulo recurrence and window complexity in infinite world. The presentation, the talk, go about this outline. After the basic definition and notation, I present window complexity, modular recurrence word, uniformly modular recurrent word, strongly modular recurrent word. After to talk about complexity, window complexity of the two-most word. To finish, I talk about, I present an example of recurrent word with bounded window complexity. Some basic definitions and notation. Let E be an alphabet, an infinite word. U in omega is written like this, where UI is taken in the alphabet. Let U be an infinite word. F index U is the set of factors of U of length n. We can write like this. The set of all the factors is denoted by f of n. A factor v of length n of a word u appear in u at position k if v can be written like this. UK up to UK plus n minus 1. First definition. An infinite word u is said to be recurrent if any factor of u appear infinitely many times in u. Uniformly recurrent if for all n there exists a big n such that any factor of u of length n contain any factor of u of length small n. The classical complexity function of infinite word is defined for all n by the number of factor of length n of u. With classical complexity, Stulnian word can be defined like this. A Stulnian word u is an infinite word such that Pu of n equal n plus 1. Now we define modulo recurrent window factors. A factor V appear in U at position congruent 1 modulo K if there exists Li such that V equal like this. So a factor V of length n is an infinite word a factor V of length n in an infinite word U is an n window factor of U if V appear in U at a position multiple of n. That is, the set of n window factor of U is denoted by, and we can write F index n W of U equal the set of factor of length n which appear at multiple of n. Let U equal U0, U1, U2, and so on be an infinite word. The window complexity function U is a map PW index U defined by, for all n, PW of n equal the number of window factor of n, of length n. For a fixed infinite word U, we have the following comparison with the classical complexity function. The first property we get is the following. Let U be a Sturmian word, then we have the equality. For Sturmian word, the previous inequality become equality. The modular recurrent word are introduced in 2027. Definition: an infinite word U is said to be modular recurrent if for any K at least one, every factor W of U appears in U at every position modulo K. That is, example, unary word are modular recurrent word. Sturmian word are modular recurrent word. Sample noun word are modular recurrent word. First remark, modular recurrent word are recurrent word. A characterization modular recurrent word using window complexity. In 2010, with Kasai and Tapsoba, we get the following. Let U be a recurrent infinite word. Then the following assertions are equivalent. Sorry. The word U is modular recurrent if and only for all n P W of n equal P of n. Here, PF represent PW, like window complexity in French. Definition. An infinite word U is said to be uniformly recurrent word if for any k n positive integer there exists a big N such that every factor W of U of length small n appear in any factor V of U of length big N at every position modulo K. We have the following. Let U be an infinite word. The following statements are equivalent. U is uniformly recurrent and modular recurrent is equivalent. U is uniformly modulo recurrent. Some idea for proof. One of implication is obvious. To show one imply two, let us take K at least 1 and N at least 0. Let W a factor of length length N of U. Since U is modular recurrent, for all I that exist, all I in 0 to K minus 1 that exist, M Wi in N such that the word W start at position KMWI. So we take M equal the maximum of this integral, and Z equal U0 to UM plus N minus 1. Then for any I in the set, and for any factor W of length N in U, Z contain at least one occurrence of W at a position congru 1 I mod K. For the proof, the suite of the proof, furthermore, since U is uniformly recurrent, there exists N such that any factor V of length N contain also the factor Z. Hence, for any I and for any W of Fn of U, V contains one occurrence of W at position equivalent congruous I modulo K. So we get U is uniformly recurrent. Some remark. Modular recurrence does not imply uniform modular recurrence. For example, some known word is modular recurrent, but it is not uniformly recurrent. A uniform recurrence does not imply uniform modular recurrence. For example, the two most word is uniformly recurrent, but it is not modulo recurrent. And an infinite binary word, U, is said to be strongly modulo recurrent if for any morphism sigma on the alphabet E, verifying the following property. If we take A different of B, the grand common divisor of length of sigma of E, length of sigma of B equal 1, that is the length of the image of the two letters is coprime. Then the word sigma of U is modulo recurrent. Strongly modulo recurrent. We define this. This notion like this. So we get the first theorem on this notion. Every Sturmian word is strongly modulo recurrent. The main idea used the Rosses pair construction to get this. So let U be a Sturmian word, and on E and T and tau a morphism on E star such that the length of tau of N and the length of tau of B are coprime. By Rosses pair construction, we can find a Sturmian morphism sigma such that for all x in E, the length of sigma of x equal the length of tau of x, where sigma is a Sturmian morphism. So sigma of U is Sturmian. Thus, sigma of U become modular recurrent as any Sturmian word. Let W be a factor of U. Then, for all K and I, sigma of W appear in sigma of U at some position N with N congruous I modulo k, since sigma of u is modulo recurrent. So we can write u equal p w s with p verifying length of sigma of p equal n. And since tau of u equal tau of p, tau of w, tau of s, with length of tau of p equal n, then tau of w appear in tau of u at the same position, at the position n. And we get the proof. About sample noun word, we saw that theorem, sample noun words are strongly modulo recurrent. I leave the proof to remark. If a word u is strongly modulo recurrent, then u is modulo recurrent. If a word u is strongly modulo recurrent, then u is modulo recurrent. Indeed, for any strongly modulo recurrent u, modulo recurrent word u, the identity of u is modulo recurrent. We have the following theorem. The window complexity, now I talk about two Morse words. The window complexity of t satisfies t is the two Morse word generated by two Morse morphism. For all n, pw of n equal p of n by 2 v2 of n, where v2 of n denote the dyadic valuation of n. Moreover, we have the following equality. For n odd, pw of n equal p of n. The proof of this theorem use the following well-known property on two Morse words. That is, for all g n in n, we have this equality. From this theorem, we deduce that the two Morse words, for the two Morse words, the set is infinite. The set where window complexity coincides with classical complexity is infinite. By this result, and the inequality pw is less or equal p it becomes interesting to ask the following question. Does there exist some word for which the window complexity satisfies for all n upper or equal to P W of n is strictly less than P of n? We attempt to provide an answer to this. Here, we provide a recurrent and non-eventually periodic word with bounded window complexity to give an answer to the above question. Start, consider the sequence of positive integer defined by k0 equal 1 and kn plus 1 equal factorial 2ki. For all n positive integer, the first few terms of the sequence kn are k0 equal 1, k1 equal 2, k2 equal 24, and so on. The sequence kn is strictly increasing. We have here some technical lemma. We help us to check some property about the infinite sequence will later define. The first lemma, for all I, ki verifies this inequality. The second lemma, let I and n be two positive integers such that the inequalities hold. Then n divide ki plus 1. For the proof, since kn plus 1 equal this, and n is less than 2kn, then we have n divides n plus 1. Now, define a sequence for 9. Now, we can define our, we now define a sequence of word x and related to the previous sequences ki as follow: x0 equal 1 and x plus 1 equal xi plus 1 equal xi 0 I plus 1 minus 2ki. First, we have the following terms: x1, x2, x free is 4, and so on. The sequences xi turn to an infinite word u equal u0, u1, u2, and so on. Begin with this first term. The word u0, this word u can be defined equivalently as follows. u0 equal 1, and un equal 1 when there exists a big I, such that n equal the sum of term in the set I of integer, and un equals 0 otherwise. We can observe that for all I, u is, for all I, u can be written with xi and 0 ki, a infinite concatenation of these two words. So we have the first result. The word u, this word u is recurrent. This word u is not eventually periodic. To observe this, it is sufficient to see that x is a prefix of u, xi is a prefix of u, and appear at least twice in x for all I. The second statement is obtained by observing that u contains factors of the form 0 ki minus 2ki minus 1, where the sequence ki minus 2ki minus 1 is unbounded. These two facts help us to get the previous propositions. The following tables gives the first few values of f of the window factors of u of length n, and the window complexity, the value of the window complexity of u of length n. For n equal 1, we have 2. N equal 2, we have 2. 3, 3. 4, 2. 5, 4. 6, 2. 7, 4. And so on. Indeed, the window complexity of this infinite word satisfies for all n, Pw of n is less than 4. corollary, the window complexity of U satisfies for all n at least 2 PW of n is strictly inferior to P of n. The proof of this the last two statements are not very difficult, but technicals. So I don't develop this proof here, but this result help us to understand that window complexity in terms of comparison of the classical complexity, we know that classical complexity from Morse and Edlund, a bounded complexity characterized eventually infinite world. But with window complexity, this is not the case. And with in the same time, this word tell you that there exist some words where window complexity is strictly inferior to classical complexity. So I am I finished my talk, and I stay here to take some questions, to take eventually some questions.
Thank you very much, Idrissa. Does anyone have any questions? Hajime.
So thank you for nice talk. I have a question about the window complexity of acidic sequences. Does it seem possible to show that any acidic sequences generated by finite kind of substitutions have unbounded window complexity?
Sorry, I don't really understand exactly.
So acidic sequences is in some sense generalization of fixed point of substitutions. So it's written in sigma 0, sigma 1, and so on, and the sigma n, where these sigma are substitutions. So for simplicity, we consider the fixed point of substitution. So for fixed point of substitution, is it possible to show it has unbounded complexity? Unbounded window complexity?
I try to give some to answer. Even I don't understand all the question due to language limitation to understand all the terms. SRD words window complexity of word obtained by SRD substitutions. At now we have not take some time to look for this, but even for a fixed point generated by one substitution, I have not all response with window complexity. Even Fibonacci word, we have not the response about this window complexity. We have not tool to compute window complexity or evaluate window complexity for a fixed point of of one substitution. We think we have some idea for the substitution for automatic sequences, but we have not write a lot of things about this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Does anyone else have a question? I have one comment, not really a question, but there is a very similar property to modulo recurrence called well-distributed occurrences. It's a similar property, but stronger than modulo recurrence. Have you heard of this one before? Well-distributed occurrences?
Sorry, you can
Il existe une autre propriété qui semble pareille à tout ça, qui s'appelle les occurrences bien distribuées. Est-ce que vous avez entendu parler de ça?
Les occurrences bien distribuées.
C'est ça.
Les occurrences bien distribuées. C'est vrai que la question de distribution m'intéresse, mais bien distribuée, non.
Okay, so I'm translating the answer that no, it's something new and interesting, sir. Merci.
I just wanted to mention this property to you because it's very similar. And recently, Svetlana posted a very nice paper about it on the archive.
Alors, c'est une papier de Svetlana Puzynina?
Yeah.
Ok, qui est sur Archive que vous devez peut-être regarder parce que ça sera certainement intéressant.
Et le nom c'est?
Svetlana Puzynina.
Je peux écrire dans le chat.
D'accord. Je vais regarder.
And her colleague.
Okay.
It's not the same property. It's stronger than modulo recurrence, but it's very similar.
C'est pas exactement la même chose. C'est plus fort, mais c'est vraiment similaire.
Okay. D'accord.
So that's it. I just wanted to mention that. Does anyone have any other question? Okay, if not, thank you, Idrissa.